Today being a Friday, I want to welcome you with an Islamic welcoming message. Ahlan wa sahlan. Now, welcome to today's talk. And today we want to have a look at what we call infertility in males. Before we get into it, it's important to understand what the word infertility is. So what is infertility? Infertility refers to the inability to produce children after having at least a 1-year period of unprotected sexual intercourse. And therefore, infertility in males means the inability of a man to impregnate a woman after having at least a 1-year period of unprotected sexual intercourse. Now, it's also important to note that male infertility contributes to about 25% of all the infertility cases, and therefore this shouldn't be a burden to be put on women alone. Now, what are some of the causes of infertility? So we are going to go straight into the causes of infertility. Number one, we have what we call poor diet. Nutrition plays a very key role in the production of sperms, and if one gets poor diet, then the quality and the amount of sperm production is interfered with. And therefore, it's very important for one to seek nutritional advice and nutritional prescription in this context. Number two is what we call the inflammation of the testes, which is medically referred to as orchitis or orchitis, if you may like. There are several causes of testicular inflammation, and they include things like one, infections by mumps, and that is very common. Mumps is more of a viral infection. Number two can be trauma to the testes, as seen in what we call testicular torsion. Now, the third cause of male infertility is called sexually transmitted infections. So there are a variety of various sexually transmitted infections that can cause male infertility. And they include, number one, gonorrhea, number two, syphilis, and most importantly, HIV infection and herpes simplex. The fourth cause of male infertility is what we call undescended testes. So if the testes fail to descend to the right place where they should be, then that interferes with the production of sperms that is required for the fertilization, and that can result into male infertility. The next cause of male infertility is what we call the varicose veins of the testes, which is medically referred to as the varicose or varicocele. So varicocele is also another very common condition that can result into male infertility. The next cause of male infertility is the use of various anti-cancer drugs. The anti-cancer drugs are so many, and as you are all aware, that cancer is now becoming very common in our sphere. Some of the anti-cancer drugs that can result into male infertility include, number one, vincristine, two, the cyclophosphamide, three, we have doxorubicin, plus many more other examples of anti-cancer drugs. The next cause of male infertility is what we call reversal vasectomy. Now, vasectomy is a procedure that is actually performed as a family planning method, particularly for the males. Now, if one attempts to reverse that procedure, then that can result into infertility. The next cause of infertility in males is the exposure to various dangerous chemicals. For example, the chemicals contained in cigarette smoking. Number two, alcohol. Number three, marijuana. And the chemical substances gotten from radiations. Various radioactive waves can damage the testes, resulting into male infertility. Now, our next cause of infertility in males is called lack of exercise, or lack of physical activity, and therefore resulting to obesity. So when that happens to an extent that one becomes overweight, then chances of that particular person developing infertility is very high. And therefore, physical exercise is very key for any functions of the body. Now, the next cause of male infertility is the exposure to extremes of temperatures. It's either very cold temperatures or very hot temperatures that then interferes with the normal functions of the testes or the male reproductive organs, so that we have viable production or productions of viable sperms that can then help in the fertilization. Ladies and gentlemen, in our next video, we'll then be able to talk about the various common causes of female infertility. If you are watching us for the very first time, kindly subscribe. And until next time, it's goodbye from all of us.